Hi, everyone, and welcome to this All Signs Tarot reading. I am Stella, and this is Loveworks. What we are going to take a look at today, how your attention truly does move you toward your intentions. So we'll get into each sign specifically, so you are welcome to watch this for any placement. Those of you who do know your astrology chart, this will be very interesting to take a look at different placements, Venus, Mars, etc. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. If you would like a personal reading with me, my link is in the description box underneath the More tab of this video. What I'd like to do is talk a little bit about what we are going to do. That way it's super clear and it's not just scrolling through and watching a little entertaining tarot reading for a few minutes, right? Okay, so basically what I thought about with this particular reading is that, we have all these phrases, we hear them in the community, and they sound great, and a part of us just has this deep sense of knowing that there is like truth behind many of these phrases. And one of them is such that, where attention goes, right? There's different variations. Inspiration flows, intention flows, there's different variations on this. But what I'd like to focus on with this particular one is our attention and how that truly, like how we can really grasp that. Because again, we hear these things and there's a part of us that already recognizes it as truth. So we don't really give it much thought because our old soul part of us says, oh yeah, yep, I love that quote. That makes sense. But our current world selves doesn't really go deep with that to integrate the lesson or what it's really saying. So my intention here today is to take a look through each sign, right, for each of you, what it is that we are possibly needing to place more attention toward. Because if you think about a 24-hour day, let's not even say 24 hours because a lot of that is spent sleeping, right? So let's just even make it smaller. Let's say in a 12-hour time span, right? 8 hours of work, a few hours of goofing off or whatever, or spending time with family or friends or, so we have this like 12-hour period, let's just say. It's more than that, but, And in that time, we truly are just going through our day as little automatons, little automatic robots, basically. Even in our free time, we might wander a little bit. We might daydream a little bit in our free time, hopefully dabble in a little bit of abstract thinking and things like that. But, most of us don't. And that free time, which isn't really free, so, because spending time, we are spending time like a commodity. So what are we spending our time abundance on? So, you have this bank account and you have this savings of time. And, some people's bank account are, a little smaller, some are a little bigger. But, each time we are spending time that's a withdrawal. So instead of a deposit into our future. Okay. So that's why phrases like these, like I said, we tend to agree with them, but like that old soul part of us, like I said, knows this stuff, but we don't really spend, the time in really letting it, help cleanse us, help nurture us, help us prosper and grow. Okay, so spend some time with that phrase. spend some time. Okay, it just keeps going. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start with Aries and see what's up. Okay, so Aries, please. What is the message for Aries? We are looking at attention leading into intention. What is Aries' message? Okay. Let's get one more oracle card, then we'll get to the tarot. Actually, no, I'm gonna pull one more oracle after this, then we'll get to the tarot. Okay. Aries' message, please. Nope, that one. Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna use one of my handmade cards here. I don't know if I'll do this on every reading, but I am being prompted to use it for this one. So let's see. Aries, please. Okay. Perfect. The best way to predict the future is to create it. And really, that's what we were just talking about. So there you go. Boom. Okay, so let's see what we have here for you, Aries. We have risk and dare. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And it's a unicorn too, right? So like special, unique, just like you, Aries. Unusual, right? Okay, and we have overcoming obstacles, the goat and willow. The goat and willow, overcoming obstacles. Wow. And look at both of these are two different oracle cards, and look at the similarity. They are both leaping. All right. Like leaping over obstacles, risking, daring, overcoming obstacles. Love it. Okay. And we have communicate in with an exclamation mark. And then it says, but only when your words can enrich, prosper, and heal. And that is inspired by a Florence Scovel Shinn book that I read. Okay. So communicate, but only when. So there's another thing that sounds great. Oh yeah, that's good. I like that. You know, my words should enrich, prosper, and heal. Again, these are the types of things that they sound good. We know them. Our old soul knows them, right? But we need to actively bring this into our nature. So stop and think before we, stop, look, and listen. Stop and think before we speak. Make sure that what we're about to say, because words are super powerful, right? Spelling. They're super powerful. So with our words, we want to enrich, prosper, and heal. All right. Okay, so let's see what's going on for Aries. Let's get a little further into this message, please. You have unleash your passion at the bottom of the deck. I just noticed that as well. Unleash your passion. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Aries, please. Oh, hold on. I want to take a look at my spread and make sure I'm in the right order of what I wanted to do. Yeah, okay. Okay, Aries, please. Highest and clearest message for Aries. Thank you. And woo. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, 8 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I do see there's obstacles, but there's self-obstructing obstacles. That doesn't mean they're not real obstacles or that they're just in your head or anything along those lines. But there's something here about with the 3 of Swords showing up, because the 3 of Swords is in the position of like what to pay attention to. So of course we don't want to pay attention into wallowing in the 3 of Swords, which, in typical tarot can be like breakups or disappointments or heartbreak or something like that. So of course, that's not what we want to pay attention to or intend or anything like that. So I feel like this is more the old school way of looking at the 3 of Swords in tarot, which I have an old school deck, and in that particular deck, it's listed as being called recognition. And I've always dug that because, it's not listed as saying heartbreak or breakup or, what it's listed, the word on the card says recognition. And I think that's a really cool thing because sometimes we do need to pay attention and recognize, like, why are we feeling heartbroken? Why are we feeling disappointed? Why are we feeling like swords in our heart, right? So, because especially being an Aries, right, you might just want to push through that and not pay attention to it. And, oh, well, I'm not going to let that stop me and that kind of thing, right? Because you're a powerful leadership type of sign. But I feel like this is saying that it's okay to pay attention to this. Like, there's something that's not making you happy. And I feel like inspiration here is saying, hey, pay attention to that. There's a reason. Why aren't you happy? Like, recognize that. What's been holding you back? You have the Nine of Pentacles. Perhaps it's a job. Perhaps it pays well. Perhaps it kind of keeps a good luxury lifestyle, or the promise of one. Okay. And it's like, but what's being shown here is the Chariot card is very much like overcoming obstacles. That literally is what this card is about. It's about overcoming obstacles and breaking free and charging forward, not in an impulsive charging, kind of way, but like not getting stuck in the pros and cons of something, and just seeing what you what you want, and moving through it. So obviously no one out there is intending for the Three of Swords. Like, who wants that, right? Nobody wants, I think I'll make my intention, to be disappointed and heartbroken. Of course not. So, but then there needs to be some attention paid to this as far as, well, but I am, and I don't want to be. So this is a time for you to realize that either something's a little too comfortable, but it's disappointing, or there's a promise, like a carrot stick scenario of something that could be rewarding, could be comfortable, but it's disappointing. It's not really working for you. So the Chariot card is about full steam ahead, breaking through those obstacles and moving forward. So I'm going to get you one more tarot card for advice. Let's see. What do we have for Aries, please? So the action-taking card in your reading is the Chariot card. So again, the Chariot card being, yeah, there you go, advice. Making a clear decision, shaking things up, shake it up. Oh, wow. With the World and the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Wow. All right, it's time to shake something up, Aries. It's time, your advice is to get very clear and decisive, to as clear as you can be in your mind. I mean, if we're doing a reading on attention moving towards intention, this would be the card I would pick, like, to represent that subject matter. All right, because it's attention of the mind being very focused and clear on an intention, and victory, right, with the victory crown here. So very clear, time to make a decision, recognize you're disappointed, start moving forward in whichever area that is. It could be love for you, it could be work, it could just be life in general. And again, I'll just remind you, our words here of communication. Okay, so let's go to Taurus. Please thumbs up if you like this video. I appreciate it. Okay, Taurus, let's see what the message is for you. All right, Taurus, please watch the little introduction to this video so that you kind of have an idea of what we're doing here. All right. Let's see. What do we have for Taurus, please? Taurus, what is their message? Attention. Moving towards intention. Okay. Just going to get a couple of oracle cards here, then we'll get to the tarot. Attention. Moving into intentions. Thank you. Oh, very nice. Pretty. Okay, let's see what we have here. Ooh, all right. Protect your boundaries. And we have devotion. Interesting. So, So some of you are possibly putting attention into the wrong, well, there's no right, wrong, but for lack of better expression, words here, possibly putting it into the wrong situation, or being devoted to something, like spending a lot of attention, being devoted to something that isn't really beneficial for you. All right, with this protect your boundaries energy. Okay, let me take a look here. Let's see what's going on. Because it's interesting too that we got two animals in, this is an animal deck, so that one I'm not surprised, but the other one is not. So the protect your boundaries, it's like the trophy deer that hangs on a wall, right? Okay. So there's two ways to look at that in a deeper way. So that elk or deer or whatever, I don't know what they're called when they have the big horns, but it's like when they're, wandering around being all the big buck, out there in the woods and stuff, but obviously something happened because they ended up on a wall as a trophy. Okay, now there's that way of looking at things. There's also the other side of things. It's like, okay, do we really want to take from life in general just to have like a trophy on the wall? Okay, so it could mean that as well. And yeah, the devotion card is a sheep. So what are we being a sheep towards? Like what? This is a little harsh reading, I gotta say, but sometimes these are good to get real. What are we being like a sheep toward? Or, going with the crowd with? Maybe wanting the trophy, but is that really, what our attention is? Is it really paying off, kind of thing, right? Okay, so let's see. Or feeling, it's like some of you, I feel like it's not about you could care less if you have a trophy on the wall, but it may be that you feel like you're caught up in a world that does, like you're like with all the other sheep, and it's not yours. Okay, so protect your boundaries. All right, if that's, I think that might be more likely what the message is for you. So you may be caught up in a world of sheep, devotion to being a sheep, and you're a trophy, so it's like protect your boundaries. Okay, don't get mixed into the sheep. All right, so let's see. What else do we have for Taurus, please, with the tarot? Highest and clearest for Taurus. Ooh, 2 aces in your reading. Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah, your card at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I feel like you are like caught in a like devil world, right? And it's not for you. And it's another ace, by the way. 1, 2, 3 aces here. And it feels that way for you. And it's like, what exactly do I put my intentions toward? What do I put my attention on? Because the whole world isn't really on the same, like you're on a different wavelength than the rest of what everyone feels is success or something along those lines, or what everyone deems as love or a relationship. You have different ideas about those types of things. So with your current energy, you have the 7 of Wands here showing up as far as like what to put your attention on. Okay, so that we can move towards your intention. So what to put your attention on. It's the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands and this protect your boundaries oracle card couldn't be clearer. I mean, these two are exactly the same energy here. So there's something about like stay true to you. All right. The rest of the world, they might be moving towards this. They might be moving towards that. They might be, crushing it, and you may feel, well, I'm not crushing it. Should I be crushing it? Or everybody else seems to be finding their soulmate. Why aren't I finding my soulmate? Maybe I need to do this in order to get that. It's like, no, whatever anyone else does, or the bulk of society, the sheep, whatever they are doing, it's not for you. It's not meant for you. So protect your boundaries. They're healthy boundaries. They are very, very beautiful boundaries here. Oh shoot, which one was which? I think it was that. Yeah. Maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's okay. Either way, it's the same thing. Aces. Okay. So with the moon showing up as far as like what's holding you back, emotions, pure and simple emotions. The moon, getting depressed, getting having like confusion about, well, why isn't this working or why isn't that working? Maybe something, you get excited about something new, but then something brings you down and it's like, yeah, it's heavy energy. The moon is a card of like delusion, illusions, depression at times, heaviness, deep subconscious things going on there. So that's what's been holding you back. That's where you need to protect your boundaries. All right. Every time like you start moving towards something new, don't let this, well, but why? Nothing's going to happen. This, I never find love. I never find the right person. I never find the right job. I never find the right situation. When those things come up, man, I mean, you have to protect your boundaries. You need to be like an MFing warrior when those things come up, because it's been holding you back. It's most likely, more than likely, past life trauma. It could be a little bit of current life trauma, sure, because I mean, any karmas are going to keep kind of playing out. But I feel with yours specifically, it's deeper. It's way back there, and there's something to work on with that. It may have a lot to do with abandonment, or possibly even like poverty consciousness, something along those lines. So there's something to let go of there, so that you can protect yourself. You are not a sheep, okay? And you're not a sheep, so don't try to be a sheep. I mean, you're not bad. You're rawr. So there's something here that's like not gelling. So, there's every opportunity for it too. So, I mean, your advice, sorry, I mixed them up. I can't remember which one. Your advice is either the Ace of Cups or the Ace of Pentacles, but frankly, either way, your advice is an ace. Okay, so aces are about new starts, new beginnings. If it is the Ace of Cups, it's absolutely about that Empress energy of your tarot card, right? It's about that nurturing self-love, that self-respect, self-worth. Those are the things to have the attention towards. Those are the things to fight for. Fight these emotions. Fight these. Stop giving attention to depressing things that are not propelling you forward to these new energies, grounded new starts, beautiful, ever-flowing, nurturing emotions. Those are the things to work for. Those are the things that are going to break this karmic pattern of all right, and help you make the choice to put the devil behind you, and again, yet another ace, and move towards new beginnings, new fire, new starts, all right? New passions. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. Okay, let's go to Gemini. Okay, Gemini, let's see what your message is. Tell me about Geminis, please. Gemini. Okay. Aw. Okay. Is that the cutest thing? I'm sorry. I was looking at the bottom of the deck, and it says, embrace friendship. It looks really cute. All right. What do we have for Gemini, please? Gemini, attention, going into intention. Okay, thank you. Interesting. Metamorphosis at the bottom of the deck after this card fell out, which is upheaval. So interesting. Okay, let's see what your other card is. Have patience. Okay, have patience. And you have this upheaval card. The vulture and asphodel. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that flower correctly. It's ASPHODEL. But it's the vulture and asphodel. And it is, the word on the card is upheaval. But you do have this metamorphosis card underneath the deck. Wow. And a butterfly after that. How apropos. The frog and lotus metamorphosis. Ooh, that's interesting, because look at that. There's the lotus, and it's saying, be patient. Yeah, there might be some upheaval right now, but you know what? There's going to be a metamorphosis. There's the lotus that we saw have in it 2 different decks, okay? And then there's this beautiful, let's see, ooh, guardianship. Ooh, nice. This beautiful butterfly and snowdrop that says hope. So there's something good that comes from upheaval. There's a change, a metamorphosis. It's difficult. Right? Metamorphosis, cocoon into a butterfly, all those things. Very difficult. Not an easy task. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. So have patience with yourself at this time. Okay, let's see. What else do we have for Gemini as far as what does like Spirit want them to kind of place more of their attention on into their intentions? Does Spirit want Gemini to focus a little bit more of their attention on? Thank you. Strength. Okay. The Empress. All right. And 8 of Wands. You have great cards. Woo, and the Hermit highlighting, shining the light, right, on this action. All right, this is nice, Gemini. All right, this is better than, and the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. This is the kind of reading I like to deliver because it's like I can see there is going to be a lot of like positive change for you. There's a positive direction here. So absolutely set your intentions toward patience, because pretty soon things are going to excel for you. Things are going to start showing up for you. Now, this could come in the form of love offers with the Ace of Cups, or some sort of offer that you love, okay, with this Ace of Cups. This is something, yeah, that little frog just keeps wanting to bounce around. That Metamorphosis card, it just won't stay still. Like, it keeps, I can see it over here, and it's just bouncy, wants to come out. You know what? You want to be part of the reading, don't you, Froggy? Okay, we'll bring you over here. Okay, so your cards are really fantastic. And here's the beautiful part. I feel like, Gemini, you have been doing more right than you think. That's what I'm getting here. With the Strength and the Empress card here, you are poised to be moving towards something very quickly that is going to be a lot more fulfilling. The metamorphosis is coming. So don't lose hope. Right, we had that hope card. You know, you are going to be a butterfly. You are going to come out of this long period of a cocoon that you've been more than patient with. You are the lotus flower that's going to, you know, blossom from the muck and the depths and, you know, all these things. So it's going to happen. The Empress energy is showing more about like, you know, like what's been holding you back or something like that. I don't think I mean, technically for some of you, because it is a general reading, it could mean a mother. All right, a mother figure holding you back. All right. But here's the thing, you know, let's not just go to that and, oh, yep, that's me. I had it. My mom did this and my mom did that. You know, it can't, I mean, yeah, you know, sure. Some people had, you know, different difficult situations and things like that. But when we get held up by consistently blaming circumstances, and I'm not saying that there's not a reason to, there may have been valid reasons, okay, but when we get hung up on, and this goes for anybody, even if it's not like a mother, if it was a sucky relationship, or it was a traumatic relationship, or this and that and the other, I mean, there's different levels of that. It's not all like that simple, but, you know, we're just talking about crappy things in life, right? So it's very easy to, well, yep, that's right. You know, my parents were this, or my parents were that, or there was this problem, or that relationship took everything out of me, and now I just don't trust anything again. And you know, we can blame all those things. And yes, there is a certain amount of like legitimacy to those blames, but ultimately, you know, life is definitely not a guarantee of like a fun party. You know, my girl wants to party all the time. You know, it's not guaranteed that. It's life. We don't know what the hell it is, but it seems to be about moving forward. It seems to be about integrating tough things, tough lessons, hardship, heartbreak, things like that, and metamorphosing, is that a word? Yeah, into or integrating these things into this wisdom of moving forward toward one amazing acknowledgement, respect of life, love, creative energy, universe, all one, those types of things. So I feel like you are absolutely on the right path, whether you realize it or not. It's imperative to focus on inner strength right now, to demonstrate your inner strength right now. This is not a time to be meek, sitting in the corner, or to get down on yourself, like with some kind of, down talking conversation going on. And, oh, I'm not good enough for this. I'm not good enough for that. I don't know. Are those people looking at me? Yeah, it's not time for that stuff. All right. It's time to demonstrate this. And you are a powerful, a powerful person. I mean, think about it. Think about what you have accomplished, what you have gone through. And I'm not talking about, like, maybe you haven't, like, accomplished, right? Like, plaques on the walls and degrees and diploma. I'm not necessarily talking about that, although, hey, congrats if you have. I'm talking about, like, in life. Think of the things you have made. Think of the muck that you have gone through, right? And you still manage to have certain hopes, certain faiths in certain things. That is an accomplishment. That is amazing. And that is life. So it's like, honor yourself, honor that inner strength that you have so much of, and don't let self-worth, self-value doubts hold you back towards moving toward what you truly love. So some of you are absolutely taking action towards some sort of new offer that is going to be shown to you. Again, this could come in the form of a person, a relationship, a job, or just a new direction that you want to head in your life, a new self-valuing of yourself. Maybe that's what it is, right? Either way, it's a win-win. And your advice is the hermit. Take a look at this. Follow your wisdom, right? It's like shining the lamp on this. Hey, it is time. It is time to be an excited, busy Gemini again, right? In a good way this time. It's coming from empowerment, self-love, that sort of thing. It's not coming from upheaval anymore. All right. The upheaval you may still be in, but if you are patient, you are going to and you add the ingredient of self-love, self-value, self-worth, you are going to quickly move towards more love in your life in whatever form that is for you. Okay. All right. So that is Gemini. Please thumbs up if you like this video. Leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. Hear what you guys have to say. Dig it. All right. So let's go to Cancers. Oh, was that a tarot card? No, that was not. Okay. Okay. All right, Cancers. So let's see what the message is for you, Cancers. Mondo Cosmo is in my head. What the hit song they had. Let them get high, let them get stoned. That's all I remember. Something about everything's going to be all right. I don't know. It's a song by Mondo Cosmo. Even if you're, not into newer music, or don't worry, it sounds like a 70s song. Like, you'd never know the difference, like if you're more into 70s songs. Okay. But yeah, it's something about, I can't think of the name of it, damn it. It was really big in, I don't know, mid 2000s or something. Let them get high, let them get stoned. The gist of the song was, you know what? It's going to be all right. It's like, don't freak out so much. Don't worry so much. Don't try to control something so much. It's like, it is what it is. Let it happen. It's their path, that kind of thing. It's not saying, oh, just turn your back on somebody. It's a deeper song. I'm sorry, I can't remember. I'll put it in the notes on the screen if I remember the name of the song, so you can look at the lyrics. And listen to it. It's a good song. One of those very anthem-y sounding songs. Okay. All right. So what do we have for you, Cancers? We have clear away old energies. Clear away old energies. And we have the turtle and coriander. Satisfaction. All right. Satisfaction. I love this. Okay. So clearing away old energies. And slowly, but surely, moving towards satisfaction. Okay. Anything else? All right. Study to know yourself is at the bottom of the deck. And so is keep the faith. I see that one as well. Okay. Study to know yourself. All right. Keep the faith. All right, what do we have going on for Cancers, please? What is the message for Cancers as far as what is it that they, that higher self wants to say about where they should be putting their attention, what's been holding them back, and more about like action and advice moving forward for Cancers. Cancers, please. Okay, interesting. Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay. This is clearly a masculine reading. So I'm going to go ahead and read this real quick, and then we will put down another reading. Because you do have nothing but masculine energy showing here. So real quick, we'll talk about this for a moment. So I feel like with the Four of Pentacles, okay, it's like, all right, you know, it's like your attention right now, it's like, where would one expect to go? What would one expect in the future if life is spent like this? Okay. So are we going to automatically see then sun cards and rainbow cards of Ten of Cups and, you know, bright sun and Wheel of Fortunes and things like that? Even if you don't know what these tarot cards mean and you're like, well, I don't know what those cards mean anyway. I mean, we can look at the symbology. First of all, every single one of your cards that came out is gray in the background. Not all of the Rider-Waite tarot cards are gray. All right, so it's very neutral. All right, it's very gray. Also, we have obviously a heart here with swords stuck in it, right? We have this body language of someone who's just clasping on to, you know, like security, physical things, right? Coins. They're even planted at their feet. They even got their feet on the coins. Then we have this one who's got their head hung low, wearing a black cloak, who's sadly looking at spilled cups. Cups are emotions in tarot, right? Or emotional situations and things going on in our lives, where the Two of Cups in tarot is a card of connecting with someone. It's a beautiful card of each of the characters in the deck. You know, they on the card have a cup and they're offering it to each other. They're connecting. So there's Two of Cups standing in the background of this card. But this person's not looking at that possibility. They're only looking at what sucks. What's, you know, oh, woe is me. Everything sucks. So it's, there's definitely a nature here. That's why this card clearly says, clear away old energies. Okay. Satisfaction, you know, can sometimes mean like carrying our home on our back. It can sometimes mean being a little bit more, we have that shell. You know, what perfect card for a Cancer, right, is the tortoise, because it's like they do kind of carry their nurturing home with them wherever they go, and they can like retreat and pull into their little shell if need be, and they have that protection. So it's like being, like knowing that, you know, knowing that it's like looking for more satisfaction in life and not just expecting it to come. One of the things that was very transformational for me was when I read a book. I don't remember exactly which one it is, but probably any of his books mention this. He seems to repeat himself a lot. I read a few, but it's from one of those old school authors, and his name was Joel Goldsmith. And one of the most brilliant things I'd ever read, as simplistic as it is he said, you know what? God is not Santa Claus. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Because the thing is, no matter how much we think that we don't feel this way, we do. And that is like that reward punishment system. We think if we do good things are going to happen to us. It's just a given, right? We think if we do bad things are going to happen to us, right? Karma, that kind of deal. But the thing is, it doesn't always work that way, really. I mean, it does, but it doesn't necessarily play out that way. Otherwise, all the like horrible, terrible, creepy, murderous, thieving, you know, no compassion people would have all these bad things happening to them all the time. But they don't, do they? In fact, sometimes they thrive. So, you know, that tells you something right there, that there's more to this story than meets the eye. It's not just do good things happen to you. It can be that simple. It can be, but it's typically not for us human beings because we make things way too complicated. So it's like life is more of a, for lack of a better word, you know, it is like sexual energy in nature, right? It's give and receive, which we have the give and receive card underneath the deck here. So yes, if we give, you know, good things, we can expect a certain amount of things to happen that are positive. But it may, you know, the universe isn't really concerned about what that means to you. Okay, universe is very impersonal in that way. It recognizes things as more abundance. Universe energy is just abundance. So it's us who recognize it as this or that. It's us that adds the division. And, you know, this is way too cosmic. You know, I could go way into this. It's going to be too long. So basically what I'm trying to say here in a nutshell is, in a way, yes, like does beget like. But we have to know that. We have to feel it. And we have to participate in that. So just doing a good thing doesn't guarantee you that all these great circumstances are going to happen for you. All right. Doing the noble thing doesn't necessarily mean, oh my God, then everything's just going to work out for you. Okay. It's how we do that truthfully with our heart. It's not just like, oh, I'll do this good thing and get this back. So there's something here about needing to, you know, life, universe, I'm not trying to be mean here, but they could care less. Like what you are, again, like, well, gosh, I've worked so hard at this, or, oh, but you know, I've put so much into this. Universe doesn't care. It doesn't register and recognize those things. So what universe does notice though is like depressing ass energy. So like if we're in like very depressing energy, then that makes us heavy. It makes us less fluid, less flexible, and it makes us highly critical. You know, a lot of things like that. And universe does recognize that. So instead of like, oh, I'll do this and then things will be good, you know, instead of those types of things, start wearing that. Wearing what you really want to be. If you want love in your life, if you want recognition in your life, if you want abundance in your life, wear it. Wear it. Okay, like be it. It's not out there. It's not something that's going to come to you. You have to be that. Then like begets like. Okay. So it's about choices and choosing new choices for yourself. All right. So I did go on and on with that reading, but I did promise another reading strictly for feminine, so we will do that though. Okay, so feminine energy, feminine cancers. Although feminines, please, that message is I feel like that's gold for you guys too, either way. Okay, so tell me about, is there another message for cancers, for feminine energy cancers, please? Feminine energy cancers. Okay, what do we have for feminine energy cancers? Okay. Oh, 10 of Cups. There's that rainbow, hands in the air. Okay, 10 of Pentacles. Okay. And 7 of Swords. Okay, interesting. And the Fool card and the Ace of Wands. Interesting. Okay. New directions, new things. All right. What to focus on? Okay. So feminine cancers, what I see is like the 10 of Cups versus the 10 of Pentacles. All right. So, and the thing is, it doesn't have to be versus, but in this particular case, we are going to read it that way. There's something here about repeating patterns in your life, and it may have something to do with choosing comfort zone relationships over true. And that seems odd, for, because us water signs, we usually, we choose, based on our emotions and how we feel about someone and stuff like that. And I'm not saying like that it's feminine energies here who are just marrying for money. It's not like that, but like convenience in a way, or well, this is the right thing to do, or this is the safe thing to do. So versus, more of the, I just want to have a simple life and be happy with someone. And that's you more at your core. All right. Because it's a water energy. It's a card for Pisces, but it's very Cancerian because, you're at the root of that, of the water signs, you're at the root of recognizing all of this. You're what, brings forward, all of that beautiful, flexible, flowing, water energy to begin with, right? You're the one who started it off. So it's like there is this energy here of focusing and honing in more on that rather than trying to find the most stable, secure situation. I feel like some of you are single and it's, again, you can have both, all right, but there's something here about like being open to, well, maybe it's a little simpler, maybe it doesn't have to, maybe they, when I'm looking on these apps, the person doesn't have to make, 250K a year. Maybe I can look at a different range or, something like that. It's about kind of broadening the horizons a little bit more in a way. So it's a pretty specific reading. I doubt if it's for most cancers. Probably the first reading was more likely for cancers. But I do feel like there's something here about needing to sort of recognize your patterns with how you view relationships. To me, it feels like it's either this or that. Well, it's either love or it's convenience, or it's like, like a money marriage, can't have both. And the thing is, you can have both. All right. You can absolutely, but not when we believe there's a division between those two. So you can have both. Start seeing that you can have both. But I feel like universe right now mostly wants you to focus on the things that would just make you feel happy. A partnership, friends, family, meeting someone who maybe it's a little simpler, right? It doesn't have to be so complicated. I'm getting that message very strong too. It doesn't have to be so complicated kind of situation. So yeah, there's something that you are not acknowledging within yourself that you do desire. I feel like also too, many of you are single and, oh, I'm okay. Oh, I don't care about any of that. I don't need a marriage. I don't need a partnership. Nah, I'm good. I'm fine single. I like things the way I like them. There's some of you in that energy too, and you're actually taking away from not only yourself, but also denying your beautiful being of someone else that could really appreciate you, right? So I do feel like there's an urging here to move towards something more compatible and emotionally real that could absolutely turn into a partnership for you. All right. But there's a denying of that or a tiptoeing around that. So I see that message as well. Okay. So let's go to, that was Cancers. We are on to Leo. We are on to Leo. All right, Leo, let's see what the message is for you. Leos, please. Yes. Leos. Okay. Interesting. Okay, Leo, please. Let's get some oracle cards and we'll get to the tarot. Tell me about Leo's attention, intention, moving into intention, that sort of thing. Okay. All right. What do we have here? Anticipation. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, you have anticipation at the bottom of the deck, and I noticed this other card at the bottom of the other deck that says create silence. So there might be something that you are very anticipatory about. Is that a word? About. And but universe is wanting you to like create silence so that that can come in, so that it can reach you. Okay, so you have embrace friendship. Very nice. Okay, and we have the owl and hop, which says wisdom. Wow, what a cool card for you, Leo. That's awesome. That's pretty kick-ass looking. Okay. All right, so embrace friendship, and we have wisdom. Okay, let's see. Anticipation and creating silence. Intriguing. All right, intriguing message. Let's see. I'm going to get to your tarot, and we're going to get a little deeper with this. Okay, wow. So I just moved the Justice card behind, and which is a pretty major karmic card of cycles. And then we have your card, Leo. This is a Leo designated card. Six of Wands, which is victory. Okay, so what's going on here? What does Leo need to hear about attention right now, moving into intentions? Okay, choices. Choices about moving toward like your... Yeah, I feel like you guys need some sacred space of silence in order to receive messages of wisdom that are coming through. This may come through a friendship or a friend or something along those lines. And it doesn't necessarily mean in this tangible world. It could mean, you know, embracing friendship with wisdom or something along those lines, right? With like a wisdom master or something. I feel like there's a message that really wants to come forward for you. And like you can feel it. You anticipate it. You kind of have this... you know, like that tingling feeling, like something's different, something wants to come through. So yeah, absolutely. Wow, I feel like you guys are gonna have a major like can't make this up. I was just gonna say like a major new start, a major just life change. Wow, Leo, really? Okay. All right, what is going on for Leo? Interesting. Okay. And there's the Hermit with that wisdom energy. Wow, and the Moon. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, advice. And the advice is Four of Cups, which is like embracing the silence. There is something around you that is wanting to come in, Leo. Okay, so let's see. So you have a very interesting reading as far as like what to put your attention on. It's very interesting because it's the Five of Wands. So typically the Five of Wands in like a normal tarot reading is sort of like, yeah, it's a little chaos, a little drama. It can mean competition. Okay. So maybe I'm going to go with that. That's probably what it's more about, because obviously I don't think your higher self is saying, you know, via this reading, hey, Leo, focus on some drama, you know, add more, you know, conflict into your life, right? Of course not. Although maybe. Okay, so I think it is kind of a combination of those things. It's definitely not like adding drama into your life or arguments or fighting or anything like that. What I feel like this message is saying is to like jump into the ring, jump into the fire. This could absolutely have something to do with work and career for you, something along those lines, or possibly a relationship. You know, maybe there's something here either to further in a relationship, maybe move beyond being friends, or for some of you, it could be the exact opposite, like embrace friendship with this situation. You know, if there's something that is drama ridden or conflict ridden, well, all right, the wisdom here is saying, well, embrace being friends with this person. Maybe that's all it's going to be. So there's a couple different ways that could go. I'll leave that up to you. I'll trust, you know, that you guys, you know who you are and which one of you that would apply to in your particular circumstance. But I'm not going to talk about this reading in terms of like if it's romantic love or work and career or whatever. I'm going to trust that you have your own situations, your own individual reasons for watching this reading, and that it's going to apply to that. Okay. So in this case, what source, you know, higher self is asking you to like put more attention on is one of two things. And this is where I'll trust where you can decipher this. It's either to cut out drama, fighting, things like that, and just embrace the friendship. of a situation. Or for some of, so if that sounds like that's what's going on for you, that's that message. Okay. Or for some of you Leos, I do feel it's saying you need to possibly embrace more, yeah, something that you want to go after is competitive, something that you want to achieve. It could be a person, a relationship, a job, whatever, is competitive, but it's saying jump into that fire. All right. You have this wisdom. Okay, I mean, you have the Hermit card here and you have wisdom. But interestingly enough, the Hermit is in the position of what's holding you back. So wisdom never really holds us back. I mean, it can, I guess, in a weird way, but not really. So the way I'm seeing this, or it's a Virgo, literally, like there could be a Virgo in your life that is holding you back in some way. Well, then embrace friendship with this situation. Okay, but for most of you, I feel like what it's saying is it's not wisdom that's holding you back. It's being a hermit that's holding you back. Jump into the fire, jump into the competition, jump into the arena. It's like, don't hermit out. Don't stay in the cave. The thing about the hermit in tarot is, like let's use it as akin to a yogi, like a Himalayan yogi, right? The Himalayan yogi goes to the Himalayas, and they go into the cave, they find their cave, and they practice silence. Oh wow, right? Yeah, you had that. Create silence. They practice silence, and for the sole purpose of connection, wisdom, knowing oneself as it pertains to the all, right? The universe, the Brahma, the master knowledge, all those things. But at some point, we need to take that wisdom that's gleaned over that time in the cave and come out of the cave and light the lantern of that knowledge for others. Okay? So it's like that's how we can do our part or be a part of things. So that's what I feel like that's what's been holding you back, is possibly being in the cave too long. It may not be about wisdom. It may not be about seeking God or something like that. But that analogy, it's like you've been in the cave too long. Maybe you're single. You've been in the cave too long. You've been hauled up in your house too long. Get out. Embrace the competition. Get out there. Okay. So as far as the moon card showing up here as an action, this is in your action. So this is really intriguing because the moon is kind of, it's not really an action type of card. The way I perceive the message here, what's coming through is to embrace one very simple thing would be nighttime. For some reason, nighttime is showing as when to take action. All right, so nighttime is good to create this quiet silence or jump into the fire. I'll leave it to you guys to figure out which one that is for you. But it's like nighttime is your friend right now. All right, that is the time to embrace. The other thing is that the moon card is very much about illusions, right? Because it's the moon. And at night, it's very difficult to see. Okay. So it's like the simple analogy is like if you're looking at a cityscape or something like that at night, you just see these like kind of outlines of buildings. You don't really see the details. So I feel like what this is saying is that, okay, take action anyway, even though things seem like it's kind of dark, like you don't really see the details of something yet, you can still see the outline. You still know that something is there. If you're standing over here and you're looking at the cityscape, it's a cityscape. All right, you can't see all the details. You can't see the streets and the people through the windows. You can't see all that, all right? But you can see the outline and it's there. So this is saying, okay, look for the outline and then start filling it in with the details as you move along. That's what I feel like this is saying, because there's clearly like universe wanting to hand you this golden cup of an idea or a situation or a life lesson, of some sort. But there's this unwillingness to to take that information. So I do feel like there's a couple different things. Embracing silence, especially at night, I feel is going to be like meditate at night would be very beneficial for you. And to take this, allowing for like just say, okay, I'm ready to receive now those messages. And then once you have those messages, it's like, don't worry about the competitiveness of something or the chaos of something at this time. It's like, go ahead, you trust your wisdom, embrace friendship. Maybe there's friends that can help you, to navigate something. Okay. And start moving into things. Start getting out, jumping, putting yourself in the ring, putting yourself in the fire. throw yourself in the fire. All right. That's what I am getting for you. Very, very cool reading. All right. Encouraging reading, I'd say. All right. So that is Leo. We're on to Virgo. Oh, I'm being drawn to these cards. I don't know why. Let's go for it. Okay. Virgo, please. What is the message for Virgo? Virgo. So we are looking at attention, moving into intentions. Virgo. Right. Ooh, you have a career change at the bottom of the deck. I'll hold that up there. Career change. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's get the rest of your oracle cards. What are the messages for Virgo, please? Oh, you got 2 of those. Wow, you're getting a lot of oracle cards. Okay, we'll go for it. And 1 of these. And then we'll get to the tarot shortly. Thank you. All right. Okay, so let's see. Oh, interesting. All right. Oh, beautiful. Safety. Okay. All right. So the deck that I was drawn to, you have oracle cards here. Okay, oracle cards. It says, you are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. I thought it said or others. For yourself and others. Okay, so you are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. And we have oracle cards here, and we do have career change at the bottom of the deck. Maybe some of you are future tarot readers. Okay, that could absolutely be what that's suggesting. Or if you are feeling like you are needing answers and guidance, maybe like a specific oracle deck that you are drawn to would be a good beneficial thing for you right now. Because you have these other cards too. You had 2 of these cards come out, which is guidance is golden and relax. Okay, so guidance is golden and relax. And then you have this thing about guidance for yourself and others with oracle cards. And then you have this safety. It's the eel and iris. So it's an eel, picture of an eel and an iris flower. And it says safety. Okay. All right, let's get to your tarot cards. This is intriguing. All right, I like it. Let's see. Guidance is golden. Relax. Safety. So maybe you feel like with that safety card, like oracle cards or tarot or something like that, it might actually be some sort of calling for you, but you may feel like, well, I don't know if that's safe, or, I don't want to attract a bunch of, weird energies, or because let's face it, tarot does have a bit of a stigmatism around it, right? Of, no pun intended, of just being very connected to supernatural or, things like that. Now, I can tell you personally as a reader, yeah, I do think there is something to that for sure. But I would say, though, that oracle cards, probably not so much. All right. There's not as much energetic things around like oracle cards as far as there might be with tarot. Tarot is very ancient, very old. It's got like a lot of individual and collective energies that have been placed upon, reading. It's just kind of like a mantra, right? Like in Hinduism or something, like a mantra, gains its power because there's so much energetic like agreement towards it that it expands. Okay, so it's kind of like tarot too. So tarot is like that as well. It's been around for so long, and there's been so many different energies like placed upon it that it carries with it a particular vibration or energy. So some of you might be feeling like it's not safe to get into that type of thing or something like that. I feel like this is saying, well then, okay, try oracle cards. You know, that's a nice way to start. Start with that. Relax. You know, it says relax here. Okay, so what is the message for Virgo? Wow. Okay. It's a devil card. But protected. Okay. All right. Safety. Okay. That's hysterical. Okay. Let's see. And advice. Ah, interesting. Okay. All right. I do like this very much. Okay. So you have the Ace of Pentacles showing up for you as like how to, like where higher self wants you to place your attention. So the Ace of Pentacles are new things, new grounded starts, new opportunities, things that I feel like this is more of like a financial read for you, even like something that could be a financial start for you. All right. With the Ace of Pentacles here. What to leave behind. All right. Like what's holding you back? The Seven of Cups. A lot of just unsureness. What do I do with this? I don't know what to do. I want to do this, but then I want to do that. Well, maybe I want this. Well, I'm not sure. Should I pick this or should I choose this? So there's a lot of it's sort of the Seven of Cups oftentimes can be equated to the like jack of all trades kind of scenario, right? It's like, or having a lot of interests, okay, but not really honing in on what that one true interest really is. Okay, so I do feel like there's something here that's holding you back as far as like there's too much mystery around it, or there's too much to choose from. And this is saying put your attention on something simple. All right, simple, easy. And that is your building block. That is what's going to move you forward. It's interesting. You have the Devil card here as far as like actions. Okay. So, but the Devil card is Capricorn energy. So there's a couple different messages. I see an esoteric message here, which we'll get to in a moment, but I also see a very grounded message here. So if we read this card as the Capricorn energy that it stands for, okay, then I feel like this is saying to take action to more, like I said, grounded scenarios. All right. Move away from like too mysterious, too magic, you know, to things like that. That's not for you. Okay. At least in the reading I'm seeing here. More focusing on the rational side of things. And that makes sense because Virgo, you have a lot of excellent discerning. I mean, it says guidance is golden. You are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. So there's a rationality here, a groundedness here that is beneficial. Okay, so take action toward that. That is what to move toward. What's holding you back is this sort of like mysterious unknown, you know, kind of energy here that's not really helping you. So for instance, let's put it this way. Whoever I'm reading for, they do seem like they are probably most likely into spiritual things. Okay. So it would be like being all over the place with spirituality, like possibly being drawn to like angels, or magic, ritual, you know, things like that, which, hey, you know, for some people that's great. And, you know, that's their path. But the thing is, they know it's their path. They feel it's their path. They practice that path. You know, for you, I feel like it's more like, I don't know, you know, there's something interesting about this, but I don't really, it doesn't resonate or, you know, something like that. And this is saying, well, that's because you're more of a, not that those people can't be grounded, but you're more into grounded, rational, discerning type things. So I feel like it's wanting you to move into that energy. All right. And move away from that sort of mystical type element of things. Okay. Now, the other way to read this is if it is literally the Devil card. Okay. So if it is the Devil card, I mean, your advice clearly is to move away from anything, like there's something that could be hanging you up that you may feel like on some kind of deeper subconscious level is bad. Okay. So like maybe for instance you struggle with watching tarot. All right. Like, oh, I don't know. It's like I like watching tarot, but I feel, I still have this feeling around me that there's, that maybe I shouldn't be watching tarot. Maybe this is bad. Maybe it's not a good thing. Okay. So here's the thing. Well, yeah, that's true. It can be. It depends. It depends a lot. It depends a lot on how you are going to assimilate, how you feel about certain things. So, I mean, I was doing a free thing in Florida. When I was living in Florida, I did like a little event there, and I set up a little booth and was giving tarot readings and whatnot. And I can't. Oh man. All right. So, at one point I literally had there was a couple walking by, and it wasn't like she was like an older person or something like that. She was probably, I don't know, maybe 40, something like that. And she was walking by with like her boyfriend or husband or something. And I mean, I had somebody at the table that I was reading for, and she's like, "Oh, okay, if you want to hang out with the devil." And she's like yelling all these things, towards the table, criticizing this person for getting a tarot reading from me because apparently, I'm demonic and giving her all these things. So it's like, the thing is though, in her mind, that's the way she saw it. And so if that's the way she sees it, that's the way it is. It doesn't mean I'm having that experience with the person I'm talking with at that table, but that's the way that woman is absolutely seeing things. So my point being, like, if you look at things with that stigma, with that feeling, then they are going to be, there's going to be sprinkles of something like that. So be very clear, on what it is that you're comfortable with. So for some of you, I feel like it may be oracle card readers. All right, look for oracle card readers, not tarot. There may be something that's like within you. It could even be from a past life or something like that just has a negative feeling about it. Even if you don't in the present, there's something here that could be showing up. So I feel like it's saying to like move away from things that you maybe subconsciously view as being bad, all right, for you or something along those lines. Now, that could also transfer, it doesn't have to be about tarot and oracle cards. That could transfer to anything going on in your life. Okay, so for others of you, if it's not about that whatsoever, it's not a spiritual thing or anything, maybe this is more of a message for you about a love situation or a work situation or something like that. What's holding you back, though, clearly is sort of not really knowing exactly what you want, which is exactly what this reading is about. Focusing your attention so that it can move into true intention, not being up in the air and scattering your time, your energy in all kinds of different areas. Start honing in on one thing, one grounded thing. All right. That is how you put the devil behind you. The devil meaning the things that hold you back, the things that haven't been working for you. All right. So that's what I see for you, Virgo. Let's go to Libra. Interesting reading. It was kind of fun, actually. Okay. Okay, let's start again. Okay, let's start with Libras, please. What is the message for Libra? Okay. Aw, that's nice. I like that. Oh, the bottom of the deck is hysterical. I'll show it to you in a second. Okay, right on. Okay. Or maybe to me, I don't know. Okay, what do we have for Libra, please? Okay. Okay, the reason I was cracking up is because the name of this reading, and at the bottom of the deck, you literally have set your intentions. Okay. So set your intentions. That's funny. Okay, so this is awesome. So you have the card of Befriend Pleasure with the master number 22. Look at the gorgeous... I hope this transfers well on camera. The gorgeousness of this, is that a word, gorgeousness of this? Look at that peacock on top. I mean, the architecture, just so beautiful. This is that, the Wisdom of Huffy's deck. Very, very beautiful, beautiful deck. Okay, so anyway, Befriend Pleasure, and you have Independence. Interesting. All right. Nothing's more independent than a cat, right? Okay. And it is the cat and lavender is the card for this. Okay. So let's take a look at your tarot cards and see what's going on. So befriend pleasure, welcome independence, set your intentions. Okay. It's okay. It's okay to, make friends with pleasure, not with conflict, not with hardship. It's like befriend pleasure. That's where your attention should be going, is to making friends with pleasure. Maybe pleasure right now means independence for you. Maybe you really want to be independent with a particular situation or just in life in general. Yeah, definitely a new start that you can be moving toward. Okay, so tell me about Libra, please. Oh, wow. Ace of Wands. There you go. Ooh, somebody else had this in that position. I can't remember what sign. It was early on. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. Super, super clear reading. Oh, hello. There's your advice. Interesting. Okay. So I like this. This is pretty cool. All right. So Ace of Wands showing up as far as like what to put your attention on. So Ace of Wands, super clear. Very creative energy, new starts. Aces are always about new. They're not about like rehashing or rebuilding or this or that. They're about new vitality, new ambition, new motivation, new ideas, new creativity. It's new, and it's fire energy. All right. So there's definitely fire energy in your reading that you are being guided toward. So by that, I mean, you're an air sign, cool, but fire energy is like motivational energy. It is the creative force energy. So that is what is needed right now. Not thinking about things, not emotionally digging around with things. It's like inspired creative action energy. Okay, and we'll talk about action in a moment because it's not necessarily like you have to take massive action here. We'll talk about that in a minute. What's been holding you back? Okay, you have the Empress energy here. If you're watching multiple placements, I know one of the other readings that I've already done earlier on, maybe around Taurus or something, Gemini, something like that, had this as well. So go check out that reading if you're watching multiple placements. But it's like with the Empress card here showing up as far as what is holding you back. So there's two. Well, there's a lot of things it could be, but we'll focus on the two. For some of you, okay, it could be like a Taurus or like a mother figure. All right, so there may be like a mother figure. And it doesn't mean that she literally is holding you back, all right? Because technically, we are the ones that are responsible for our movement forward or backward or stuckness and all of those things. But, could be. There might be something about like a mother figure. Maybe, mother's voice is in your head. Do that. Oh, don't do that. Don't take that wild chance of something new. Who knows? There could be energy like that. But for others of you, the second thing it could be is valuing yourself, all right, nurturing yourself, self-care. It's Venus energy, which you are familiar with, right? So maybe that's been lacking, that self-love, valuing, all right, in some way, because it's showing as like what's been holding you back. So in this current energy of like what to pay attention to, again, we have this Ace of Wands, strong vitality, new. And as far as your action card, all right, we have the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands isn't one of those cards where it's like, oh my God, fight for this, massive action, crush it, anything like that, right? The Three of Wands, though, it's more of a subtle version of that. The Three of Wands is very much a card of being visionary. And not daydreaming visionary, but like visionary as far as looking out. Basically, like this card is like your ship is coming in card. All right, that would be like a technical kind of keyword for this card in tarot. Your ship is coming in. Okay, so, well, not technical, but you get what I'm saying. So it's like the Three of Wands. What would it like? Okay, so let's say your ship is coming in, Libra, because that's basically what this card is saying. So what does that look like? What's on that ship? Is it a relationship? Is it, a new career? Is it something in life that you've dreamt about or want to be or want to express? Is it some kind of like purpose that you feel you want to fulfill? Like if your ship was coming in, what would be on that ship? All right, that is fulfilling to you. And this is in your action position of start being visionary about that. Start seeing that, hey, my ship is coming in and I better get ready. Yeah, because I got to go meet that ship and unload it and, hold on to it and, take it home, whatever. Okay. So it's like, needing to, again, it's not like a massive action card. It's more of a massive knowing card. Like, all right, my ship's coming in. Okay, so start seeing what that looks like. Your advice card is the Two of Cups. Interesting. So the Two of Cups could absolutely be suggesting advice of connecting with someone, allowing a connected relationship into your life. Something that really, truly has a powerful, connected, emotional kinship feeling, right? In a positive way. So if it's not like a romantic relationship for you as far as advice, although for many of you, I feel like it is, it's like connecting because, I get it. It's like the attention and intentions have been on an independence, and that's fine. And, I hear that a lot in readings like, oh, I don't care about love. I just want to focus on my work or my career or my independence or, things like that. Okay, that's cool. But we can never, and I've said this several times in the Libra reading recently, that it's like, well, it's very sad if we don't care about love. All right, because love doesn't have to mean like, oh my God, I'm so in love and I'm going to get married. Love means everything. Love means how you give attention to your cat. Love means how you give attention to, your work. To the people that are directly across from you. Love is everything. So of course we care about love and we should. All right. So it's and I get it. Most people are just talking about romance and stuff like that. But again, words are very strong. Spelling, right? So if we're going around saying we don't care about love, then we're not getting love. We're not getting love from the universe. We're not getting love from the cat. We're not getting love from the job. We're not, so love is a beautiful connection. All right. So the advice is to connect in some way more sincerely. Now, for some of you, what I was about to say was, and I kind of got sidetracked with that, is with this independence here. Okay. You can still, absolutely, I can attest to this. All right. For sure. You can be in a relationship, all right, that is very connected and still maintain your independence. It can happen and it should happen. Because it's the codependent relationships that they might last, but they're not as fulfilling. We think they are because they're comfortable and, these things and, and it's a loyalty thing. But the real successful relationships are this type of connection, but also honoring each one's independence. And each one's independent strivings and goals and things like that, but also being able to come together as a connected partnership as well, honoring that. So it is possible. All right. So I feel like the universe is saying, don't give up on love. Don't give up on connectedness. And again, love. I didn't say it has to be a romance. Okay. But for some of you, yes. Don't get so locked in to all I care about is being independent because be careful what you wish for. I mean, independence is a beautiful thing, but what if you were just independent and there was like no one to love, right? So we want to be more open to things. Anyway, your action being, what is it that's on your ship coming in? That's what to pay attention to right now. New starts, start embodying that Venus energy of self-love, self-value, nurturing energy. All right. Not nurturing energy isn't, oh, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I just care about this. That's not nurturing energy. It's not your natural, your Venus, your Libra. You balance the scales. It's not one thing or the other. It's both. It's all. It's everything. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing there. All right. So now we are on to Scorpio. Okay, we are on to Scorpio. Let's see what the message is for Scorpios, please. Scorpios. So we are taking a look at attention and moving that into intention in the right, highest way for us. Okay, what do we have for Scorpio? Okay, Scorpio, please. Scorpios. Okay, all right, let's see what we got. We have create. Ah, beautiful. Oh. And she's playing a violin. So like create music, abundance. Look at the abundance of flowers and look at the scorpionic colors of that card even, that very ethereal but deep, rich feeling here. So create from that place of abundance and richness of depth. Okay, beautiful. All right, and we have the horse and bluebell, and it says modest fortitude. Interesting. Okay, modest fortitude. All right, so it doesn't, I feel like the vibe of this is to keep creating, create from this place of modest fortitude, right? You don't have to like crush it or be the most amazing virtuoso violinist ever, or, something like that. Just create. Okay. All right. So let's see what we have here for you, Scorpio. Scorpio, please. What is the message for highest and clearest for Scorpio? We are looking at attention. Where that highest and clearest attention should be in the present energy. We're going to look and see a little bit of what's been holding you back, and we are going to look toward action and advice for you, Scorpio. Okay. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay. Strength, inner strength. Beautiful. All right. Yeah, there's a very interesting vibe here. Like so creative. But again, it's not in necessarily a way that, it's not saying like that you won't make a big splash or anything like that. But there's like this modesty about you that is your strength and in creating and moving forward. Let's see what's been holding you back. The Devil card. Wow, shocking. Okay. And action. Interesting. All right, time to choose. Okay. Oh, very intriguing. Your advice card is a card that's designated to Scorpio, so that's intriguing. You got two cards designated to Scorpio here. Okay, so with the strength card, Leo energy. All right, but it's the feminine side of Leo. And that's interesting because had it been the Sun card, and I know you're Scorpio, but we're talking about the Leo energy here of the major arcana. If it had been the Sun card is the opposite of what those things. The Sun card's like, hey, here I am, bold, all those types of things. It's more the masculine energy of Leo. And instead you drew the feminine energy of Leo, which is still, hey, here I am, but it's in an inner strength. It's not an outward burst. It's your inner strength that is your modest fortitude moving forward here. And that makes perfect sense, right, for Scorpio. Now, what's been holding you back? So possibly, literally, it could be the sign of Capricorn. All right, so maybe there's a Capricorn in your life. I don't know, not really, propelling you forward, something like that. Okay. But if it is not a Capricorn, it's the Devil card. So the Devil card is obsession, right? It is codependence. It's illusions. It's wanting something very badly. It could be that like in a lustful way almost. Those types of energies, right? Those are the things that are, the things that are keeping us stuck in chains. These two people are chained on this card, right? Hey, been dying to meet you. All right. So now, moving into action, we have the Seven of Cups, which is a Scorpio card. All right. So in this case, it's not a matter of, sometimes the Seven of Cups can mean like overwhelmed, all these choices. I don't know what to choose, all those types of things. But then there's this like cooler, like higher vibe, energy around the Seven of Cups that is saying, hey, choose the right cup. So and the thing is, Scorpio, the right cup. You do. You may overwhelm yourself with a lot of other different options or a lot of other different choices. And this could be in anything, relationships, life path, work, career, purpose, whatever. But the thing is, you do know what the right cup is. You do. You're a Scorpio, damn it. All right. So it's like, it's time to choose the right cup. Indy. Choose the right cup, Indy. And your advice being the Five of Cups, which is, again, a Scorpio card. And obviously your card is not saying, your advice isn't to be all mopey and depressed and focus on the past, which is many times, the Five of Cups designated meaning. Oftentimes it's associated with the woe is me energy. So obviously, Spirit isn't saying, yes, be in woe is me energy. It's saying not to be. Because the thing about the Five of Cups, when we're looking at it as advice, is there's two cups here, right? Two of Cups is connectedness. It's a connection. But this person can't see that if they're just focused on looking down, moping, looking at what they don't have, what they lost, what they could have had, what they should have had, what they had but blew it, all those things, right? That's like that regret, that remorse, that woe is me energy. And the head sunk low. Look at the body language of this person in this card, right? So it's to that in tandem with the Devil card will keep us stuck in really unhealthy patterns for a very long time. Okay. So we do not want that. Could be 15 years for you. We have a 15 and we have a 5. Could be 20 years. It could be 15 months, 5 years, or whatever, 5 months. So there's definitely a pattern here that is not for you. I feel like this is a little bit of a purpose reading for you, really. And it's like, but we're more focused on what to pay attention to so that you can make an intention. If we just put that in a nutshell, what to pay more attention to is your inner feminine strength, regardless of what gender you are. Your inner feminine strength. Demonstrate that strength that you have, not in a splashy, bold, here I am kind of way, in a, yeah, that's who I am kind of way. That inner confidence kind of way. And then your intention should be to choose something. Choose what is the right cup. And don't get hung up in well, what if I choose the wrong cup? And what if I'm disappointed again? And what the what ifs. Don't get hung up on the what ifs of things. But if we're looking at this also, I feel like there's a double message here as far as purpose. And I do feel like this is saying that kind of what we touched on in the beginning. It's not necessarily about being the sun card and everything grows under the sun and, oh my God, name and lights, huge purpose in life. It's not saying that your purpose is meaningless or that it's less than or anything like that. It is, everyone's purpose has way more effect than we realize. Okay, I don't care, if I'm whatever, I'm reading tarot cards right now, but even if I'm a janitor or something like that, right? And no shade to janitors. I mean, it's a necessary occupation. But the thing is, it's our purpose it's not saying that, oh, you were put on this earth to be a janitor. It's how we create in our lives, how we move forward in this modest fortitude. That is more of how we can be comfortable with our lives, especially create. How do we create? Do we it's the thing is, she's this virtuoso, or he, right? Playing in the middle of a garden. She's not on stage. Or he, whatever. Again, not on stage with, a full orchestra behind her and people that paid, a couple grand a ticket, to see this person, right? It's more of creating because that's what you do. You're a virtuoso at it. You have this depth, this richness, and this abundance, all around you. And you do it because you create. Just like artists. That's what they always say about artists. A true artist is creating because that's all they know. They don't know how, they don't know how to live without creating art. So it's not about, a true artist. And I'm not saying you can't make any money as a true artist. Of course you can. But I'm saying a true artist isn't really, wow, how can I put these colors together so I can sell this? Which is basically like what everything is about these days. Social media basically has turned into how can I sell things to my friends? It's not about connecting anymore, is it? It's about how can I sell things to, my friends. That's what all social media is. I'm sorry. When I go on Instagram or which is why I don't, I have all those things on my phone. I have Instagram, I have TikTok, I have Facebook. I have all those things on my phone, but they're all offloaded. It's like I barely ever go to any of those. And it's not because I'm annoyed that like my friends or whatever are trying to sell me things. That's fine. That's cool. I'm glad people are out there doing their thing. But it's like it's not social media, right? So there's something about this where it's more about purpose and creating because that's what you do. All right. Not creating because it's like, oh, I need to be like the sun and make a big splash. So modest fortitude is really standing out to me as your key card here in moving forward. Okay. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. We are on to Sagittarius. We are. All right. Okay. All right, Sagittarius. Let's see what the message is for Sagittarius, please. Sagittarius, please. So we are looking at attention and moving that in a more positive, direct way toward intention. Sagittarius, please. Okay. Sagittarius. No, that one. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's see what we have. We have embrace your magnificence. I love it. And it's a peacock. Okay, embrace your magnificence. I noticed at the bottom of the deck, too, you do have seek counsel, and it's the number 12. That's what caught my eye, because 12 in tarot is the Hanged Man card, which is about different perspectives. So there may be something to seek, like other perspectives about in order to unfurl those beautiful peacock feathers of yours. All right. Okay. We also have preparation, the squirrel and chestnut, and we have the snail and huckleberry, trust in the invisible. So you have preparation and trust in the invisible showing up here. Beautiful. And embrace your magnificence, and possibly seek counsel or things that will help you to spread your wings a little bit more or something along those lines. So that could be via a book, something self-helpish or self-empowering, something like that, or seeking some sort of business mentor, perhaps, something like that, like how you can, move into a more visible active role in your life, something along those lines. Okay, so let's see what we have for you with the tarot. So your attention should be on embracing that magnificence that is you, Sagittarius, and also preparing, because, it's saying trust in the invisible. Start preparing. The squirrel gathers the nuts, and, because they know, what's coming. They know that they want to, eat well and do things like that, right? So they're very preparatory. They get prepared. So get prepared for something magnificent and trust in the invisible. Even though you can't see it, just trust in it. Trust it's there. Okay, so what does the tarot have messages for Sagittarius, please? Highest and clearest. What should they be focused on more with their attention? What do they need to, what's holding them back, and what actions are suggested with advice, please, for Sagittarius? Thank you. Somebody else got Ace of Wands right here, too. I can't remember what other sign that was. Libra, maybe, or Leo. I'm not sure. Oh, interesting. Okay. And the devil card. Okay, again. And the angel card. Oh my God, that's too funny. Okay. All right. Yeah, and the Ace of Pentacles and Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let me take a look here. All right. Some of you clearly, very clearly, need something more exciting in your life, more creation, more creativity in your life, something that's a new start that you can get excited about again. I feel like some of you have sort of been lackadaisical with life in general lately. Not before, I feel like lately. And that the idea of starting something new or getting motivated again is causing an issue. All right. Like it's something that you know that you possibly should embrace, but you are fighting it perhaps. So perhaps some of you have some heavy Scorpio in your chart, something like that, where it's like you've had a lot of rebirths, a lot, started a lot of new things again, or, had to rebuild yourself in certain ways, and you're tired of it, basically. So I feel like some of you are a little bit like pissed off at that idea, like, oh, a new start, really? What now? What do I need to do now? So I do feel like you guys are in that energy, and not really acknowledging it too much. Okay, so now there's something here that's, as far as, because the Three of Cups is showing as in the position here of like what's holding you back or something along those lines. So the Three of Cups oftentimes can be a card of community, friends, going out a lot, partying, that sort of thing. Okay. So something about that, like social realm or partying, dating a lot, but not really honed in on finding that one, or socializing and mingling a lot and networking a lot, but not really, focused on, putting your attention on what could actually come out of that. So there's something about like frivolousness, okay, showing up as far as what is holding you back. And it's not saying you're a frivolous person or a shallow person or you're just out partying all the time or something like that. I didn't mean it like that, but it's more of like either a community or a friend group, or just kind of going out too much is keeping you from moving forward, or, believing that you can stand out from this in your own leadership kind of way. You guys have an angel and a devil on your shoulder. They both want to give you advice. So we're going to look at that in a moment. Angel, devil kind of thing. But clearly with the Five of Swords, as far as your action card, is saying it's time to stand up for yourself and fight for something, okay? And not to resent having to have a new creative start or a new beginning or embrace something new that needs to happen. Okay, so let's take a look at your advice. Let's see what the devil on your shoulder wants to say, and then we'll look and see what the angel on your shoulder wants to say. Okay, so the devil on the shoulder wants to give you some advice. Okay. And the angel on your shoulder wants to give you some advice. And it is your card, Sagittarius, Temperance, right? Okay, yeah, fight. Fight for what you want. Fight for your wishes. Fight for your manifestation. Fight for something new. I feel like you guys are like, oh God, no, I don't want to. I tried that. It didn't work. I'm happy just like kind of hanging out with my friends or doing this or networking or I don't know, something like that. And it's like, no, this is clearly saying, because the angel energy here, which is your cards, Temperance, right, is saying, no, the action is to fight for something. All right, fight for a new start. Fight for this motivation. Fight for it. Don't let yourself just sort of like, yeah, it's all right. I'll fight another day. I'll get motivated soon. I'll get inspired soon. Don't let yourself do that. It's like, no, now, get inspired. All right, towards something that you wish for. Let's see what the devil card, oh my God. The devil and angel are on the same page. All right. So both those angels, they're not giving you the contradictory thing. Like the devil's not saying, "Oh yeah, do this, do that," and the angel's saying, "No, don't do that." They're both telling you, "Do this." Okay, clean slate, new starts. All right. However, here's the interesting thing. All right, here's where we do get into a little bit of devil angel, and again, just we're using that as metaphor and archetypes. That's all. It is the Fool card. The Fool card is sort of taking leaps of faith, sometimes like on a whim, little impulsive. Oh yeah, I'll get that clean slate. Oh, I'll go do this. Oh, I'll go do that. So in a way, it's like the devil card energy is they are in agreement. But the angel card, your card, temperance, is saying, okay, but with a moderation of, hey, moving towards something you really want to move toward. I feel like you guys aren't afraid of new starts necessarily. Again, I feel like you're a little burned out on them, but you're not afraid of them. The devil card with the Fool card, though, I do feel like it's kind of, and this Three of Cups that is holding you back is saying that it's not about just having a free-for-all freedom. Oh, I'll just try this. Oh, I'll try that. Oh, I'll do that. I'll have a threesome. Right? It's not necessarily saying do that. Okay. Although, hey, if the energy's right. No, okay. But it's saying more of like with not to get too impulsive or just kind of leap out on that cliff with blind faith. Like, oh, everything will work out. Everything will happen. Oh, I'll get that new start eventually. Don't be like, it's like, no, this is saying fight for this now. Take action now. All right, towards something very clear that you are wanting to move toward. Figure out what that manifests. If I gave you, this card and said, hey, this is the Aladdin's lamp here, and it's saying, I'm giving you this wish. What is that wish? What is that one thing, right, that you would like to see when you open up that lamp? Right? What is it going to be? And focus on it and put your attention on that and your intention towards fighting for this. All right. Trusting in the invisible. Trusting, right? Like your oracle card said. Okay. All right. And see, you do have this preparation card too. This is not preparation. All right. This is just sort of like, oh, I have faith. Everything will work out. And that's nice, but it's not sometimes that doesn't work in life, right? Just sort of, oh, everything will work out. I'm positive. I'm optimistic. Sometimes it takes more than that. Sometimes it takes that physical energy of preparation. And that's what I'm seeing here. All right. So not just throwing caution to the wind and taking the leaps of faith and, because that's going to burn you out real quick. That's why the Sagittarius card isn't Ten of Wands for nothing. In tarot, Ten of Wands is being burned out because you tried a lot of those things and a lot of different passions, and now you're just, the Ten of Wands is like this bent over card with like all these passions that they're carrying around, but not really getting anywhere. So there's something here about needing to prepare for things, fight for something, pick one thing that you're super passionate about, go for it. Okay. We are on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, let's see what the message is for Capricorn, please. Oh, that came out quick. We'll go with it. Okay. Capricorn's message, please. We are looking at attention and intention for Capricorns. Thank you. Ooh, two. Okay. See what they are. So we have engage, trust. Oh, beautiful purple butterfly at the bottom of this deck. Love that. Engage, trust. And we have healing wounds, the badger and ginkgo, healing wounds, and the mouse and buttercup. How cute. Innocence. This is actually my favorite card in this deck. I'm pretty sure it's my favorite one. It's just so adorable. Even the words, mouse and buttercup, it sounds like some kind of super cute children's story or something, doesn't it? Okay. And it's called Innocence. So that's awesome. And then you have the badger and ginkgo, healing wounds. Okay. So engage, trust, healing wounds, innocence. All right. So let's see what we have with the tarot. All right, so now we're going to take a look. What does that card say? Stagnation. Interesting. Okay. And then success. Okay. Stagnation and then success at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So let's see. We're going to take a look with the tarot. What we're going to do first is we're going to take a look at what is being suggested on a higher and clearer plane here of putting your attention toward. We're going to take a look at what's been holding you back, and then we will take a look at the action suggested and advice suggested. All right, so tell me about Capricorn, please. Capricorn. Okay. Oh, all right. Ah, that's that stagnation thing. Okay. All right, and strength. Beautiful. Okay. So Capricorn, innocence, healing wounds. Okay, beautiful. All right, so the first thing I see here in the center, Seven of Pentacles, this is in the energy of like what to pay attention to. All right, where the attention should be going. So the Seven of Pentacles is an interesting card. And, you know, you do have, like I said, this stagnation, and then it moves into success. It's hard to see the words. They're very tiny at the bottom of the deck, but that's what's at the bottom of the deck. And that's what I'm seeing here with this Seven of Pentacles, because that makes a lot of sense. It kind of is like stagnation before the success. So I do feel that it's like not to necessarily like put all your attention on that, like, oh, you know, and confirm that everything's going to be stagnant before you have success. It's not necessarily saying that, but more to like the card says, engage in trust, that the work you are putting in is something that is going to lead toward success. So you may be in a stagnant period at this time, and that's okay. Pay attention to that, absolutely, but not in the way of like you don't, you know, it's a fine line, because you also don't want to impress upon your mind that, oh, okay, well, I guess it's going to be stagnant for a while and then eventually I'll have success. You know, we don't want to impress that on our mind either, because then we're kind of attracting stagnation. Okay. And before the success. However, we do want to accept it. Okay. So we don't want to like put attention on it in that sense of, like I said, impressing it upon our mind, right? But we do want to accept it in a sense of, all right, it's been a stagnant period of time, maybe 7 months, 7 years, 7 weeks, whatever, you know, it could be much longer for others of you, but it's like, there is a success coming. What's actually holding you back, I do feel it has something to do with this like healing energy here, because you have this healing wounds, and you have the Star card. Now, for some of you, literally, it could be an Aquarius. All right, an Aquarius possibly. And again, we can't put that all on them to shoulder, even if you're, oh yeah, it is that Aquarius. You know, we can't put that on them like it's all their fault, you know, or anything like that. That's what's holding us back. Because we are responsible, you know, for ourselves and what holds us back and what moves us and propels us forward. But for some of you, maybe there's an Aquarius energy in your life to you know, not engage in or something like that. All right. But for most of you, it's probably not that. It's just the energy here. So I feel like there's all this energy put towards, here's a common scenario is, you know, people set off on a path to heal their shadows, heal their trauma, just heal in general from anything, right? Could be any numerous amounts of things. Sometimes that can become, though, like a trap and a crutch. And it can also become something that, because if we put a lot of attention on something, then what do we get more of? And that's the whole purpose of this reading. Then we get more of that. So if we're putting a lot of attention of, well, I'm healing now, or I'm in this healing process, or I need to heal more, then we are consistently confirming and putting attention and intention that we need to heal more. So at what point then, you know, will that stop if we keep saying that? So it's kind of like for instance, I'll put it in this way. Like one of the things I realized, like on my own journey, is that I really, you know, I'm good at solving problems. Like all kinds of problems, not just people problems. Like I'm a Scorpio, so I'm a good researcher. It's kind of naturally within me. Plus, I'm very interested in it. So it's like I would say, if anything, that would be like my strongest trait or archetype. I'm a good problem solver psychologically, but also like other things too. Like I can look at businesses and like I see, oh my God, like this needs to be done, that needs to be done, and this would be so much better. And not in a show-offy kind of way. It's just, I just have a knack for it. So it's like, but the thing is, it's a strange thing to have a knack for, because when you're a good problem solver, what do you need to be able to do that? You need things with problems. So it's like, is that necessarily a good thing? You know, so in order to be like a good problem solver, that means I have to depend on like something or someone having a problem. And that kind of sucks, right? So, you know, there's something here about like healing, but it's past due. Like, okay, you know, but how long does that go on for? Because if we're on a healing journey, then that means we're on a healing journey. No, you want to be on a successful journey. And part of that success is healing. So there's something here about possibly spending too much in that energy and not recognizing that, hey, maybe it's just time to, you know, push forward now. Okay. So there's that. You have the Strength card showing up as your action card. Oh, I didn't get your advice card, or I did? No, I did not. Okay, there we go. 3 of Pentacles. Okay. So your action card is this very strong feminine essence, regardless if you're masculine or whatever you identify with. It's a strong feminine essence of inner confidence moving forward. All right, that's your action. It's a bit in also like resisting things right now, being patient with things right now, and demonstrating how strong you are is going to help you in turn move forward, all right, with other situations. I can't help but notice both of these body postures, body language, are almost identical. You know, but they have 2 different meanings. So it's like in this energy, this is sort of like, when's something going to happen? Should I keep doing this? Should I keep putting energy into this relationship? Is it really going anywhere? Should I continue with this type of work, or should I change careers? You know, it's sort of like that type of energy of a card. Whereas even though it's the same body posturing, you know, in this card, this is more like, you know what? I'm going to tame that beast. I'm not going to be in that energy anymore. I don't need to keep healing and keep hoping and keep wishing and keep trying to fix this and fix that. It's like, I need to just demonstrate from my inner confidence and feminine receptive power that I am a strong human being and I am perfectly capable. All right. That's what I see. That's what I see is your friend moving forward. And you have this 3 of Pentacles here too, as far as advice. So 3 of Pentacles can mean working something out with someone, trying to get on the same page with someone. There's a lot of different meanings this can be for you, and it is a general reading. So I'll just give you a few, and I'll trust that, you know, you have the inner intelligence and wisdom to designate how it fits into your particular situation. But most of all, the energy of the 3 of Pentacles typically is about coming together on the same page in some way. Pardon me. So that can mean like working things out. It can mean also like going to see someone, getting some counseling, something along those lines. It can mean working with others, not being a lone wolf, letting others in, working in a like a teamwork, you know, kind of way. All right. So either way, it's about inclusion. Okay. And allowing the respect of what everybody brings to the table, and knowing that there will be a positive outcome from that. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here for you. So you have this card of Engage Trust, which was your very first card that came out. I feel like that is probably the most important card in your reading. All right, that butterfly, you know, it doesn't come out of a cocoon, you know, if it doesn't engage in trust. All right, it has to explore and come out of that cocoon so that it can show its beautiful colors. All right, that's what I'm seeing. All right, so that's what I have for you at Capricorn. We are on to Aquarius. All right, if you like this video, please thumbs up, drop a comment. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, Aquarius, let's see what the message is for you, Aquarius. Yeah, 4 cards. Nope. Okay. All right, Aquarius is next here. So let's see. We are looking at attention into intentions. Tell me about Aquarius, please. Okay. Hold on. Cards are sticking to the table. There we go. Okay, Aquarius. Aquarius. Messages for Aquarius. We are looking at attention into intentions, please. Thank you. All right. Perfect. Okay, let's see what we got now, and we'll go to the tarot in just a moment. All right, so you have retreat and you have anticipation. Very interesting. Okay, so you have retreat with a swan. Very beautiful. So, I don't know, maybe thinking about going to some retreat. The swan, and it almost kind of has like a Taj Mahal vibe in the background in the clouds or something like that. So it's like possibly something like an Eastern themed kind of retreat, something where you might go and learn a little bit more about Eastern philosophy or learn about meditation, some maybe engage in a puja or some mantras, something along those lines. Okay, and you also have this anticipation, the quail and gooseberry showing up here. All right, so I feel like there's something that you may want to do. You may want to go to a retreat, or you may want to just have a vacation. All right, it doesn't have to be like a spiritual retreat. All right, I did get that from the card, but it doesn't have to be that. So as far as attention and an intention, so I would say to whatever it is that you are anticipating or desiring or feeling like you're on the brink of, or something along those lines, it's like stay cool and calm in the silence of things so that you can feel and hear and see, or however, you get those answers from universe. And that's going to help move you and propel you forward. All right, so let's see what we have with the tarot specifically. Okay, so tell me about Aquarius. What is it that highest and clearest that they should be, that is suggested for them to put their attention on for their highest benefit? And what is it that is possibly holding them back? And the action and or advice thereof. For Aquarius, please. Okay. Woo! Magician. Oh my gosh, love it. Okay. It is time. All right, definitely. All right, time to make choices. Wow, you have so many karma cards here. I can't even, like... All right. You have the judgment card, which to me is definitely tied in with like karma, actions, things like that. You have the very karmic card of the Lover's card showing up here, and you have the very karmic card of Justice showing up at the bottom of the deck. So it is time. Absolutely. All right, because you have the Magician showing up as far as where your attention should be. So the Magician is about utilizing the tools that you have, all right, to manifest something new, to manifest more of like, what is it that you are anticipating, that you are desiring? This is your karmic action duty right now in a positive way of like, what do I manifest? What's holding you back is trying to sort through it all. Like some of you may be, well, I don't know what I want to manifest. I want to manifest this, or I want to manifest that, and this and that and the other. I feel like with this Seven of Cups here, though, it's sort of like, I feel, okay, because we did have all these like major planet transitions and things like that. There's a lot of emphasis on Aquarian energy right now. I feel like this is saying you do know that cup. You do know the cup to choose. All right. What's holding you back is not choosing it. And that cup is manifesting. Okay. But in a very spiritual way, in a way that is not a repeated lesson. It's not manifesting like all your desires, what you want, right? Okay. And nothing wrong with that. Hey, if you want a new car, you want a new house, you want the perfect relationship, all those things. Okay, great, cool. But the thing is, none of that exists. All right. There is no perfect car. All right. You can go spend, I don't, whatever, $300,000 on a car. There's no perfect car. There's no perfect house. It might be perfect in a lot of ways, but then it's in a location you're like, or, well, I wish I had this, millions of dollars it could be. But there's no perfect house. Perfect relationship? Right? I mean, yes, we can have high vibrational relationships. We can have very fulfilling relationships, which would be a partnership. Relationships to me are just karma. But it's like, there's no perfect thing. So this is about taking those tools that you do have. There's some kind of karma here. All right. Advice, action showing up right here, that it's time to make a high vibrational choice. All right. As to what you do manifest, and stick with that. Some of you maybe I would say if you're more spiritually inclined, this could even be creating some sort of retreat, or being a part of some spiritual retreat, something like that. I do see that message here for sure. You got these spiritual cards, 7 of Cups, Magician, all those things. All right, so there's that. But for most of you, I feel like it's more of utilizing what you have, the abilities that you have. Like, take stock of those in the 4 ways. So what I mean by that is take stock. What are your tools in your fire energy, your creativity, and your passion? What tools? Like, make a list, get a journal, right? Or start writing this out. All right. In your fire energy, what are your tools that you have personally gleaned? Okay. Are you creative? Are you able to motivate? Are you inspiring? Those types of things. Write those down. Do the next 4 water energy, your emotions. Okay. What are your positive tools that you can use emotionally? What are your positive tools that you can use in sword energy, air energy, which is your mind, right? What tools do you have there? Are you good with numbers? Are you good with this, that, the other? What is it that you are good at with your thinking? Are you good at critical thinking? Are you good at abstract thinking, right? And then write a list on, what's the last one? Pentacles, right? On like your more grounded energy. All right. Your more physical world talents. Okay. Or desires even. I'm getting desires with that one on that list, right? Your physical world desires, not specific jobs, not specific people. All right. It's like being a little bit more open. I feel like maybe if you haven't chosen so well, like with certain things, let universe choose for you. All right. Like give them that permission to choose for you. Say, hey, universe, I've written this down. Here's my tools, right? Here's my tools in these categories. Now, universe, I don't know. I've been kind of all over the place before with my choices. Maybe I haven't chosen that well. So I'm going to leave this to you. I surrender. What do you send me here? I feel like that's going to be a major karmic lesson for you to achieve. Because I feel like some of you already know you're good at manifesting, but you may have been trying to manifest too specific of situations that weren't really universe. They probably backfired, or universe was showing you, hey, that's not the way it works. Don't try to manifest this specific person or this specific job or something. You might be taking something away from somebody else that, so, that happens. Sometimes we can manifest a person, let's say. All right. And it's okay, so that might happen, but it's when we're imposing that will upon someone else in a way, then sure, you might get that person. But the thing is, you might have been cheating yourself all along, because maybe there was another person that was absolutely perfect for you, but you had to have that one, and same thing for them, and then that creates a lot of karma. So there's something here about not being super specific, but recognizing your skills and traits, and then giving that to universe and say, here's my list, universe, here's what I'm good at. All right, now you do something with that, right? And not just leaving it up to them completely, to them. Well, not just leaving it up to, purely higher vibe stuff, God, whatever. It's of course we're going to need to put action in, but surrendering that as far as, I don't know what I should be doing, and surrender. But here's what I can do. how can you help me? Yeah, ask universe for help. I feel like they're going to send you this help. It could be via some sort of special like retreat that you go to, or it's just put in the request and then sit in anticipation because you're going to get that answer. Birds are messengers. Okay, so that's what I see for you, Aquarius. We're on to Pisces. Okay. All right, Pisces. Let's see what the message is for Pisces, please. We are looking at attention into intentions, right? Oh, I like that. All right. That's a good card. Cool. All right. Pisces, please. Pisces. Oh, you got 2. Okay. Happiness at the bottom of the deck. Happiness. Nice. Oh. Cool. All right. All right. So, this, I don't know. It's just, there's a nice soft quality to this card. So you have ask for help. Okay. Ask for help. And you also have dance at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So I'm getting the weirdest thing. Like maybe like you're, like some of you who have like junior high age kids or something, like maybe some, they want to go to a dance or something, but they don't know how to ask somebody out. So that is just so weird. I just got that. And of course that has nothing to do with this deeper meaning, but maybe, ask for help. Maybe ask some of the other moms like, hey, do you have a kid that wants to go to the dance too, that is maybe a little shy? I don't know, something like that. Like maybe a little matchmaker-ish. But anyway, let's see what else you have here. Guardianship. And success. Very nice. All right. So you have the wolf and rosehip guardianship. And you have the chipmunk and laurel success. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Like this protective energy. Look at that guardianship card. Ask for help. I feel like there's a guardian that will help you in some way. All right. If it's something like someone very protective, it could be like an angel or, it doesn't have to be a person or an animal spirit, something like that is very protective over you. And it's all you need to do is like ask for help. And this guardianship's going to come in and then you have success. Okay. So let's take a little more look though deeper with the tarot. Yeah, there's like an excited feeling. Like I can feel like there's excitement, basically, is what I'm sensing right now. Okay, what do we have for Pisces? Please tell me about their attention as far as what is highest and clearest for them right now, as far as suggesting where their attention should be in the highest and clearest way that is most beneficial for Pisces, and also what's sort of been holding them back, and what actions and advice for Pisces do you have, please? Okay. 10 of Wands. Yeah, you're almost through the woods with something. I feel like there's like excitement in the air. Okay. Wow. Okay. Ooh. Okay, you definitely have there's a karmic situation around you. Oh my God! As I turn around the Justice card, I feel like you guys have a heavy energy vibe person like around you that is I don't know. It feels like an anchor, like a weight, an anchor. And I mean, I don't like saying that because it's like I don't think anyone should ever feel like that, like or be labeled as they're an anchor to you or stuff like that. That stuff sounds kind of mean, but something that's not right for you. All right, so it's like there's mismatched energy here, and I feel like there could be someone around you that is very heavy at this time. And it's not like, oh, well, they're on their own or have no compassion or empathy or anything like that. But there is something about that situation that is not for you. All right. So I am sensing that. And I feel like that's where this guardianship comes in. So ask for help. If you feel like there is some sort of like heavy karmic situation around you, then it's like ask for help. That guardianship's going to come right in, and it's a wolf, right? So it's all too willing and loyal to protect you. Okay, you just need ask. All right, that's what I see. Because you have this justice card coming out straight in the center. I feel like this is actually what to focus on. All right, what to put your attention on. Okay, is to ask. Ask for help. Ask for protection, ask for this guardianship, whatever that may be, right? That could be interesting for a lot of you out there watching a general reading. Maybe it has something to do with, I did get something about children, like a dance, something like that. But it could even be like getting guardianship over something, right? Something legal. All right, because this is a legal card. So maybe there's something to gain guardianship over, to be more proactive about. What's actually showing in the energy of holding you back is the Ace of Pentacles, which is kind of odd. So, but here's the way I see it. There's something like where you want to start something new. You want to have this clean slate. You want to have this new start. You want to have something new, grounded, all these things. But that's actually holding you back right now because there's something that needs to be ironed out here first. So that new start will happen. But if you're wondering why it's not happening or why it's not here yet or why, there's something to ask for help about, like clearing something up here for yourself. All right, so that you can have this karmic freedom of choosing a new cycle, because there is an attachment to something karmic and it's strong. So it could be a relationship, a past relationship. It could be just a way you view life or something that's kind of down in the dumps, or, it could be all kinds of different things showing up. And what's been holding you back is sort of like, well, okay, then maybe I just need, a new boyfriend, or a new girlfriend, or a new job or something like that. And I feel like Spirit is saying in this reading, well, sure, nothing wrong with those things, but it's more about protecting yourself from slipping into these karmic patterns again. That's way more key right now. So I feel like it's very important right now to engage in deep prayer, whatever that means to you. It doesn't have to be religious, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but engage in deep connection with Spirit right now. Ask for help. Like literally ask for help. Say it out loud. Say it with meaning, with feeling. Know that it's okay to receive help. It's okay. It's not a weakness. All right. It is a strength to ask for help. And I really feel like that is absolutely what is being shown here. And I feel like this loyal guardianship, energy is going to come right to your rescue here. Okay. And it's just be ready then for success. So something's been holding you back. And it's not for lack of trying for a new start, not for lack of planning for a new start. It's not for lack of any of those things. I don't feel like you're doing anything wrong in that department. The one thing lacking is asking. All right, asking for what you want, what you deserve, what you'd like help with, those types of things. That's the one thing. That is this major karmic lesson that has possibly been going on for a very long time and that has left you very sort of in abandonment energy, very bereft of things because of this. So that's what I see. It's a really clear message. All right. So that's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope you guys enjoyed these readings, and please thumbs up, leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. And it's always nice to kind of hear what's going on with everybody anyway. And it's a good gauge of where things are at. So thank you so much. And I will be seeing you soon. All right. Bye.